This tutorial is going to focus on authorities and what authorities actually are and how they work, and also how to build an authority if that you need to. Now, keep in mind again, we've mentioned this in the previous tutorial, that a work record is made up of much smaller parts which are pulled from other tables. Those tables are actually the authority tables, and the authorities are very small focus points, such as artist names, the location of the work, how the work was made, what it was made of, the style that it was made in. All those are considered authorities, and are used continuously to build not just the record you're working on, but any record that would call for those same artist or technique, you can continually reuse. Now, when you go into the authorities button at the top left, usually it's always at the top left, you'd be able to see all the different things that are considered an authority. So you've got your classification, your countries, your cultures and periods, which are actually interesting because they have two subcategories, cultures and periods, just like names has names and repositories. The reason they do that on a couple of these is because they share a lot of the same fields inside. Field for another term is anything that is these small parts. So like if we go to the names, the label name, the life roles is a field, the culture is a field, the related names are fields. All those are considered fields. Let me just go back to the authorities. So you have all these authorities that will continually store all the information about these small parts and then link out to the work records. Now, these authorities are actually created with very specific information that we get from very specific places. So what you want to do is anytime that you have to create an authority record, and you need to create an authority if the name isn't already in the system when you did a search, you can actually go to the main VRC web page, and on the far right tab, you actually have the cataloging information. Now, the top three, which are the Getty links, these are going to be the specific web authorities for the information that we will need to plug in. So for instance, the names, if you need to have an agent, it's actually pulled from Union List of Artist Names, also known as ULAM. You've also got Getty Art and Architecture Thesaurus. Those are used for pretty much everything else except for anything geography related. So the materials, the subjects, the cultures, the classifications, which we'll go into a little bit more depth a little bit later. But all that is pulled from the Getty Art and Architecture Thesaurus, known as AAT, and then you also got TGN, Thesaurus of Geographic Names, which is where you do get all of your regions, your cities, your countries. All of that is pulled from the TGN. So all of this information from the authority tables is generated from mostly those Getty thesauruses. And the reason that we go from Getty is because everybody in the field is using this information because it's accurate, it's consistent. So if you would be going to different universities or we were sharing images with other universities, it would be the same across the board. So this is just an overview. The next tutorial will actually go into a little bit more depth about how to create information inside these authorities and how to use those different web resources to be able to bring information in.